to do, because in a nutshell, that's pretty much me. So I'm an introvert. I am a pharmacist by trade, 3 kiddos, busy life. Didn't expect to be adding anything like this to my busy life. However, 7 years ago in April, I was diagnosed with a genetic breast cancer, and basically that changed everything. And in the blink of an eye, my whole planned out, mapped out future was changed, and it was unknown. I was thrown into treatments and chemotherapy and surgeries. And after I finished it all, I was actually invited to an event. And I didn't know what it was. I really wasn't interested in any of it because I just had no knowledge to know, what it was even about. But when I started to get some knowledge, and 2 things jumped out at me. One, it was a Dr. Somebody Proactive, and I was like, whoa, what is this? I've seen Proactive on TV. And then secondly, these medication names were popping up, and you had me at hello. I had to try the products. I knew how they worked. I knew that this was the real deal. So I knew I was going to miss out huge if I didn't jump in and go for it. Although I had a lot of self-development to do, but I didn't know that at the time. So I'm hoping that with chatting, with you a little bit this evening, that I can share some of the things that you guys won't have to go through that took me years to figure out. So between my 3rd and 4th month, I was making our mortgage payment. And now I get to tell you that I have a life with choices, so I would have never imagined. I want to dive into a few different concepts, a few different things that are just so dear to me. One of them is mindset. The next is building habits, positive habits. And lastly, a couple of topics. One is your why, which you've probably talked about with your sponsor. And the last thing is your story, and inviting and sharing that story. So let's start a little bit on mindset, okay? So we need to get our mind right for anything that we want to accomplish. There has to be a certain mindset that goes with it, right? So I want you to kind of think about, what is your mindset for this business? What are you telling yourself right now about it, right? And secondly, what is your mindset as far as how you think about yourself and sharing? And so when we dive into mindset, I guess, we're going into that realm of 2 different kind of ways to think about it. One is kind of like that scarcity, like that doubt, fear, scared, and the other one is this abundant side of it. This is the side that I've unlocked for myself, realizing that being abundant with this is basically me going and helping to educate and share my heart with people, because there's so many people out there that I can help. However, if I get into the mindset where I'm telling myself things that aren't true, that don't serve me, things like, oh, you're bugging people. Oh, they're going to say no. You're going to get rejected, and those kinds of things. I'm telling you right now that having the right mindset is key. Okay, so working on yourself. That means this self-development idea is absolutely profound in this business. You will watch yourself grow like never before. Okay, and so I want you guys to commit to doing that, to growing yourself. There never will be a better investment than into yourself and your own mindset. So the next thing I want to talk about is habit. So building positive habits for this business. It's been proven, that over time a business fails generally because there's something small and negative that's not happening that ultimately will lead to failure. Well, what we do know about this business is building positive habits leads to not just success, brilliant success, okay? The small habits are carving out your hours of operation and time that you are going to set aside for this business. And maybe that's a half an hour a day, maybe it's an hour, maybe some people have more. But using that time intentionally and building the habit of touching the business every day, the reach outs, the follow ups, the checking in with your team, those are the habits that once you build them, and it's kind of like, opening a car dealership downtown. You wouldn't be open one day and close the next and then off for a week and then, no, you want to do something consistent and positive for your business each day. So those positive habits are, one, growing your mind and your mindset and staying positive. There's lots of ups and downs in life that can get us kind of tangled up. So keeping your mind positive and keeping it right. And then secondly, the habits that go along with it. So exercising for 15 minutes a day, eating nutritious food to fill your vessel and be able to go out and share and be abundant with this business, right? And then doing those habits where you reach out and follow up and you do it every day. So if you build it into your day, now it's a habit, right? So doing that, I promise, will lead to a wild success, in this business. Lastly, I want to talk about, this is a lot, right? I'm kind of throwing a lot at you, and I want you to work on all these different things. Your why. So your why is something that is totally in your heart for why you're doing this business. I've had people come to me and say, well, I'm doing this business because I want to make my car payment. And that's kind of how I started out. I wanted to rebuild my retirement that I had completely cashed out to pay for all the chemotherapy and surgeries and things. And when you think about that, and think about it that way, like making a car payment, well, I don't think that's a big enough why, because you can already make your car payment. You're not going to be like, oh my gosh, I need to do my small daily activities, or, I need to touch my business every day and do something positive for my business every day. I'm the CEO of that business because I want to make my car payment. I really think our why, we need to keep asking ourselves, why am I doing this business? Why? What is it going to change? What needs to change in my life, and why? So why would I want to carve out extra time and put love and TLC into this business and work on this? Well, my why has originally started as a fear-based why. If the cancer came back, what would my plan B be? What income would our family have? Well, this business, right? What I found is running on that scarcity really hasn't been something that drives and lights my fire and soul on fire, right? What lights my soul on fire is helping other people. I absolutely love to grow myself, but also to watch other people do amazing things. And so my why has grown so much and changed. It's really alive. And every month when I have goals and I sit down with people on our team, my directs, I talk about, what's your why? Why are you doing this? Why would you do this? And my why now is time freedom. I want time freedom to spend the time that I get to have on this earth with my family, with the people I love, with you guys, all of it. I want to have the freedom to be able to do what I want on my own time and not have somebody telling me what I have to do and when I have to do it. And having, I want to be my own boss. I want to be the CEO. That's my why. And I think that I really want you to keep digging on your why. So we have some great trainings for that also. But just keep asking yourself, okay, why am I doing this? Okay, maybe it's because you want to give back in a huge way. You want to give back and you don't want it to impact, your budget and make it so that you feel like, oh gosh, we're so tight with money, I can't really give this month, or I can't give back. It could be anything. Your why can be anything. But I encourage you guys to have a why, because some of this business isn't going to be like perfect every day. Every day, we're not going to be high-fiving it all the way to the top, right? There's going to be times where there could possibly be some people that we thought would for sure want to just jump right on and join this journey, and the timing isn't quite right for them, okay? And there'll be times in life where there's ups and downs, and you'll kind of be going, gosh, I'm so busy right now. Things are so crazy. And the business might not be the first thing on your mind, right? Sick kids, all sorts of different things happen in life. You need to have a why that ties you to the business and makes it so that you sit there and go, wait a sec, this is so important to me. This is so in my heart. I'll never stop. I want to keep sharing. I want to be abundant, right? But we have to have a reason why we're doing this to follow through with that. Okay, so we need a why. The last thing, you guys, we need is our story. Okay, you heard my story at the beginning. My best recommendation for a story is, and I want you to do this, I want this to be your homework for sure, is how you found the business, number one. Number two is what impressed you most. Number three is what this business is doing for you now. And number four is what this business is going to do for you in the future. Okay? So for me, how I found the business, I was randomly invited to this event, and I forced myself to get out of the daily pity party, put real pants on instead of sweatpants, and I show up at this event not knowing what it is. The things that impressed me most were it was the doctors, the brand. The brand hit me hard. I was like, wait a sec, I'm going to miss out huge if I don't jump in on this, or at least find out more. And then the medications for me, though, I mean, that's not something that is in everyone's story. But what it's doing for me right now has completely changed me as a person. I mean, I've grown into the person I've always dreamed of being. I literally have a thought about myself that people want to meet me. People are excited to find out who I am and what I'm about. And back in the old days, it was nothing like that, you guys. I just freshly graduated as a pharmacist, and I was extremely introverted, but not only that, super low self-confidence. I was pretty sure that everybody thought I was totally dumb and didn't know what I was talking about, and pretty much felt like I was just a bother to everybody, and I was apologizing all the time, and so I mean, this business will change you, but you have to open your heart to it. And it will be work, but it'll be a completely different kind of work than you've ever done, ever. It'll be about sharing your story, educating, sharing your heart with people, and definitely getting on the phone with people and getting face to face so that people can find out where you're coming from. We don't sell things to people. I don't sell anything. But we do share what we love with the people we love, okay? So the last part of my story is now I have a life with choices. Now I have a life that I would have never even imagined, that I could have only dreamed of. So you guys, your story can be anything. So I want you to work on that. I want you to get with your sponsor and work on that and bounce your story off of them too. I want you to be in love with your story, because once you're in love with it and you're not feeling like, oh, it's not such a great story, when you feel like, yeah, this is a great story, you will want to share it. You will want to share it, otherwise you'll feel like you're going to combust. So, you guys, I hope that there was a few things here. Maybe there was something that caught your attention. I know you guys can do anything. I know that with your mind, with your mindset right, and with belief in yourself, that anything is possible with this business, because I've proven that to myself over and over now. So one of the last things I want to say is confidence. You've got to have confidence, okay? Because talking with people, they'll know right away. I love it the way Jim Larson says, you know, do people want to join something that's exciting and going to add value and goodness and all these things to their lives and possibly like pay off debt and get them out of the